Greatest ever done it. You can learn from it. Dope game ran it. Rap game run it. Street cred hunted. Nerd turned D-boy, not in genetic makeup. Baby, I'm a G-boy. Hashtag street boy. Wrong one to fuck with. Cross me at your own risk. Play to get back. You can trust this. I am far from average. To me, it ain't no such thing. Me against the world, so fuck it, I let my nuts hang. I've been known to bust bang. Kill if the need be. I don't need an army when the smoke clears, he sees me. Rhyming at his finest. Unlike those vaginas that claim that they the real deal, knowing I'm the highest. Top of the command chain. I am what the streets made. I am what the hood built. You were just a weak lame. Homicidal maniac with suicidal tendencies. You're more like a punk band. I'm more like a pedigree of nigga you ain't seen yet. So y'all cannot describe me. I'm a freak of nature. Don't shit here surprise me. Money over everything except the nigga's manhood. I am not a prostitute. You don't understand hood. Fuck a nigga getting his unless he about to give me mine. Otherwise he prime beat. Shocking when I up the 9 and hit it with it 7 times. Fuck you thought I'm civilized? Welcome to the jungle, fool. It's only right I punish you. Nigga with an attitude. Feel like MC Ren felt. Quiet on the set, you funky bitch, you get your friends slipped. I give your game a black eye. Blame it on the black guy. I be on some nigga shit, I'm niggerish, so that's why. Guess what my religion is? This is what the business is. Exposure for you garbage ass rappers. You can witness this. Came to bang your game up. Pussies think they came up. Oh, you got a drop head? So now you think you famous? I hear it's dangerous and we don't know your name, cuz we don't even give a fuck. Rappers get it fucked up. Security say you nah, this they side job. They don't want no conflict, they don't want no problems, nah.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now, so we're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. And yes, you saw the title and the thumbnail. Yes, I know you saw it. Got to talk about these Transformers, particularly the Decepticons. And no, I'm not talking about a Michael Bay film. Oh, yes, ladies, they are on the Warpath and they are coming after you. And we gonna piss a lot of people over here off tonight. Go ahead and expect problems because that's what PukeTube does, but we're going to do what we do over here. If there's any interruptions, anything funny happens, you will find this on Rumble. Okay, just go ahead and put that out there. Y'all know how they do it over here. So we're going to go ahead and get straight to it and get started pissing people off tonight. Read it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at the screen, there are only two genders. There are only two genders, just two. Dos, not 100, 200, 300, two, just two. Male, female. Everything outside of that is insanity. That's exactly what it is. Oh, we gonna go here tonight. Cause see, family, let me tell you something. A lot of us saw the beginnings of this, and I'm talking about the whole thing in its entirety. So let me go ahead and be clear. I have no issue or problem with anybody in the LGBTQ community. I don't. As long as you are not trying to force your position in life or whatever you got going on other straight people, as long as you're not trying to bother or harm children, okay, or anybody. I ain't got no issue or problem with you whatsoever. Live your life however you want to live it, okay? But when you dictate to me that I must now accept your stance and your reality on things, now you've gone a bridge too far because, see, it started as equality. Okay, that just means fair treatment. You got the right to be treated just like everybody else. You know, nobody harming you whatsoever. But now it's crossed over into oppression, because that's exactly what this has been. Oh, yes, we're going to address the Jess Hilarious thing and a lot more here tonight. So, family, I'm just letting y'all know what we about to do. I mean, they're going to be pissed off, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to tell some truth over here, right? So, with that said, let me go ahead and scroll up and greet those of you that I see join us here in attendance. I see Michael Williams. Welcome, good brother. Opal Ivy. Welcome, sister. Concerned Black Citizen. Sidonian Snow. Patricia Slade in the building. Chief X Ali in here, Black Manta 777. I see you, brother. Reality Gaming in the house. Only Pamela's Way. Project Leroy, what's going on, my brother? D Foster in here. I see TJ. Let's see, Patricia Jenkins on deck. A Goddess Navi in here. Fitzroy Muhammad, what's going on, family? Salute and welcome to you, T Step. I see you. Salute and welcome to all of y'all and everybody will be joining us here in attendance. So yeah, family, we gonna go ahead and crack this thing open. Like I said, I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, but y'all know I had to speak on this because it's getting insane out here. And family, to brothers, we gonna have to hold the line as we've been doing, and you sisters, we're gonna address a couple things y'all gonna have to start doing different if you want to make sure that you stave off this insanity. So they coming for you. So with that said, we're gonna get into analyzing what we got to break down here tonight. Prepare yourself, because a lot of hit dogs gonna holler with this, but so be it. We're gonna hit them with the truth.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the...
So I'm gonna pause it right here. We're gonna go ahead and get started breaking this down. She asked a question. She said, when does the delusion stop? Sister, it's not. You know why? Because this is an agenda. And it's an agenda with corporate dollars behind it. See, this too is a part of white supremacy. I'm just dealing with my community, but if dominant society has sense, they will pay attention to this also. Gotta call it what it is. You be offended at this, it is what it is. I got to state the truth. When you promote this type of lifestyle in that particular community, you cannot carry on life in the natural way. You just can't do it. Okay? When you look at how society is set up today, the top 1% are most wealthy. They don't really care about the common everyday people, middle class or lower class, okay? All they care about is keeping that wealth at the top for them. So now what would be a diabolical way to ensure that? Depopulation, population control, okay? What better way to do that than this movement that we see going on, okay? That's exactly what it comes down to. They want to keep the wealth frozen in place even more, and this is an added buffer to that, particularly when it comes to our community for other reasons. They definitely don't want the black man and black woman of America to procreate, have black families. Oh no, they don't want, that's the last thing on earth they want to see. So, she mentioned about them to stop talking out their ass, so to speak, her words, not mine. They're not going to stop that, sister. And what women that are on code are going to have to do in order to turn the tide on this, it's going to have to be more than just the war of words. Y'all going to have to get strategic in this, okay? What I mean by strategic, y'all going to have to get to a point where you organize and say, okay, first things first, when you're dealing with a problem, you got to assess how you got into the situation. We're going to discuss that a little bit more later here tonight. But once you analyze a problem, you got to start coming up with actual solutions to the problem, okay? That's what's going to have to happen. We're going to get into that a little bit later here. Let's let the sister continue.
Gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
If we don't find our...
Now, those are the comments that set this whole thing off. But it wasn't just hilarious. Oh, no, not by a long shot. It wasn't just her. Want y'all to listen to Megyn Kelly here. Yes, right. The white women are starting to feel it. You know it's a problem now. You know, when Miss Ann get upset, oh, man, the world has to stop. I want y'all to listen because, see, a lot of y'all probably thought that it was just hilarious. Oh, no. See, let's start with the white half of that particular community. Y'all know the one I'm talking about, the one that hijacked the rainbow, the kaleidoscope community, whatever name you want to call them, okay? The white man, weakest form of masculinity on the planet as a collective, okay? When they feel like they can't win, the first thing they do in life is start to cheat. We've seen that over and over throughout history, okay? They have to cheat if they can't win. Now, they've taken it a step further. Okay, life is too hard for me as an average white man in society. I can't get acknowledged. I can't get recognized. Can't cut it with other white men. What am I gonna do? Aha! Wakes up one day, strolls over to a mirror, puts on a wig, voila, woman. Oh, I'm laughing, but see, it's not funny because now they hopping in women's sports. It's just affecting women all across the board. And now you got a point where they're coming to where they're telling women across all races, hey, you know what? It's not good enough that we be accepted amongst you because you let us in. Because let's be clear, across all races, we're going to deal with this tonight, across all races of women. A lot of women thought that shit was cute. Now they're telling you it's not enough for you to accept us in. Nah, that's not good. Take a couple of looks around, picked up a couple of your bras, went through different shades of your lipstick. They're like, you know what? We can do this woman thing way better than you. Just move over. We'll take it from you. That's right. See, if you think I'm laughing and joking about this, I got to add some humor to it because I hate to be the one to say I told you so, but a lot of men did. But we're not going to stay petty and just deal with that. We're going to talk solutions over here tonight. Ladies, gather here in the chat room tonight in case none of you have heard of it. I've mentioned it many times over here on this channel. I want you to look up the Michael Swift Manifesto. The Michael Swift Manifesto, and take a good long read of that. It's so graphic, I can't present it here on YouTube. They would immediately terminate the stream. Read that Michael Swift Manifesto and see if things don't start to click then, because they took that 1987 on the congressional record. They told you how it was going to be. Once they got what their condition is, because I'm going to call it what it is, taking out the DSM as a mental disorder and replaced with gambling of all things, the ball got rolling then. Then they started positioning themselves to get in high places, local government, federal government level, state government level. Okay, I'll give that community credit. When they decided what their agenda was going to be, they started moving certain pieces to get that thing rolling and get it in place to where you see it now. Thanks a lot, Barack Obama, because he damn sure helped them out, didn't he? Didn't do shit for us, but he helped them. We're gonna thread the needle on a lot of dots here tonight, but I want y'all to hear Megyn Kelly. Let's let her speak.
Our voices and start speaking up against this nonsense. We can kiss every woman's space goodbye. We can kiss women's rights goodbye. We can kiss sororities goodbye. We can take off our tops and our underwear and do our yoga in front of perverted men who just want to get off watching us till the cows come home. Stick your daughter in the sorority. Let them at her. Find your voices, ladies, and the men who support us. Otherwise, this is our future. I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this shit at Tri Delt, at Kappa Kappa Gamma, in the women's locker room. You can be supportive of trans people and what they're going through without surrendering to this madness.
Okay, so let's deal with a little bit of what Megyn Kelly said, family, because see, here's the thing. And I want all women listening to me here tonight to understand what I'm about to say. When you look at the natural order of things, and you see how it's been said by God, not man, this is not opinion, this isn't up for debate. The natural order of things when it comes to the social contract between men and women, okay? When you start trying to go against that, you're going to get chaos. The opposite of order is chaos. A lot of times when men are trying to tell y'all things, y'all don't want to listen to nothing we have to say. It's coming back to bite you in your collective asses now. Okay? It is. And I'm not talking about the women that didn't support it. I'm speaking in the collective sense. Okay? Now, the way forward with that, as I said earlier, when you assess a situation, you see what causes a problem. And this is where men are this is what our strong suit is. So this is where if you say you want the men to support you in fighting this, y'all gonna have to start listening to what we say. Because now you're in a hell of a position, especially if you're a black woman, okay? We're natural problem solvers. We're good at restoring order to where there's chaos. But in order for that to be done in our community, there's two halves of the community. You have the men and the women. Under that will be the children. If there is no order or structure from the men and the women, the children suffer from the chaos that arises after that. You've seen the agenda primarily pushed by that damn Democratic Party. Yeah, I'm going in on them. They're pushing this agenda, not just on adults. They're targeting the children. I'm going to call this thing what it is, family. They're targeting the children because if you look at the stats in this country, that particular community, the kaleidoscope community, they're in the minority across all races. They really are. Okay? Excuse me. Now, when you look at today, you see media, commercials, TV, all that music, you probably think that their numbers are a lot larger. No, that's the power of imagery. They are in the minority across all races, okay? They really are. So in order to expand their gene pool, the diabolical part is, okay, you adults aren't going to go for this, the men or the women? All right, that's cool, no problem. We ain't even trying to get at you no more. What we will do, we'll send drag queens into the school to read to your children. We'll get curriculum in the schools. We'll introduce all these confusing pronouns to play, listen to what I'm saying, to play with the developing minds of your children and confuse them. What happens when you confuse a child? The child becomes vulnerable to be preyed upon. There's nothing and no business that any adult, gay, straight, whatever you want to call it, have introducing anything about sexuality to a damn child in school. You don't. I want y'all to listen to this, and then we're going to come back and break a couple more things down because we're going to be thorough with this tonight across the board. And I'm going to test y'all in a minute, too. We got a test coming up for y'all a little bit later in the broadcast. Let this play.
Well, Jess Hilarious is, like I said, she is really upset with the trans women. Well, Jess, let me say something. This is basically the chickens have came home to roost for a lot of you, especially I'm going to talk about definitely in the black community. You see, the trans women, they didn't get to where they at today by themselves. You understand? They had some assistance. Oh yeah, and they got a new name for y'all biological women. Y'all are the one with the bonus holes? Yeah. Look it up. This is what they're saying. They're saying biological women have bonus holes.
Now, I'm going to pause it right here because Brother Phil is right. I'm pretty sure many of you that pay attention to the news cycles have seen the ridiculous bonus hole term. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you some homework tonight. I want all of you gathered in here listening to my voice to go and look up a concept of introducing ideas into the society called the Overton's window. I'll say it one more time, the Overton's window. In fact, so that you all are clear on that, I'm going to type that in the chat. I'm going to type it in the chat, the Overton's window, okay? What happens with that is it takes an unthinkable idea and it starts to introduce it to a society by phases, okay? It gradually builds up until what's unacceptable becomes acceptable. This is why it's critical for us not to play along with these goofy terms that they coming up with like bonus hole. No, that's playing with your mind and your reality. The minute that you let somebody do that, they psychologically manipulate you. Okay? Oh yeah, we got a hell of a fight on our hands, but if we're on code, we can win it. So I just want to interject that. I want y'all to look that up. The Overton's window. Let's let Brother Phil continue.
I'm only just relaying it. But Jess, let me tell you something. Many times men have told a lot of you biological women, why are you entertaining trans women? You think that's funny. You think that's cute. Jess, this is what happened. The trans women didn't know how to contour their makeup. They didn't know how to do the lashes like y'all do. Y'all taught them how to lay their hair. You taught them how to do the edges. You taught them how to get their nails done like y'all do. The lingo, everything that about a woman, y'all taught them. Y'all did it. And men, I've always said, why is these women hanging out with these trans women or even other gay men? Why?
So let's pause it right there, ladies, because see, one of the things I like to do is present logical things over here so that you can make a proper assessment on any given problem that we analyze. Sisters, and I want you to pay attention. One thing that men are naturally better at than you is recognizing an imposing threat within a territory. We are. That's a part of our natural job as the protectors of our families and our communities. So when men try to warn you, hey, I know you think it's cute because he's kind of like you, but this is going to backfire. The same way we tried to warn y'all about Derrick Jackson and the like. The same way a lot of us try to warn you about Umar Johnson and all that goofy pandering. We recognize bullshit miles away and we see a threat miles away. That's part of our job as men. But instead of listening to us, a large number of women brushed that off. And sadly, the reason was because they would stand up for you when you were in the wrong on a lot of things and go against the men. Okay? Nowhere in the back of your minds did you think that that was unwise because he's competing with you for what you say you want. Men. Not other gay men, straight men. I'm not beating you up. I'm trying to get you to see what the work is going to have to be ahead. You're going to have to get over that stubborn pride of not listening to men. You better listen to us because, see, now it's become very critical. And I'm going to present something else to you here tonight that you ladies better get out in front of. I'm going to wait a little bit before I show it to you. But see, I'm going to show you how it ties into this because it's very dangerous, okay? You got the T-class up here coming for your heads, the Decepticons. But then you still got some stubborn ones amongst you that they're making it worse on their own. We're going to get to that, though. Let's let Brother Phil continue.
You can hang out with other women. Listen, do you ever see a bunch of men hanging out with studs? Do you see that? No. Now, you got a stud in your family, you know, or you just a stud, you know, from the neighborhood or whatever. Hey, y'all cool. But I'm talking about on average. Most men is not hanging out with studs. But now the trans women have learned everything from y'all, and they feel that they moved up to the next level past y'all. And now the trans women are telling y'all, you can't gatekeep womanhood. They're telling you just because you have a menstrual cycle doesn't mean you're a woman, right? The trans women have also said that they should teach y'all how to be women. I've heard that too. Saucy Santana actually said that they should be teaching y'all how to be women. See, what y'all don't understand about the trans women, biologically, let's just keep it real. Biologically, they're men. What's a thing that men do? Well, what is one thing we do as men? We take over things and we dominate. That's what we do. So because you
that part right there that Brother Phil just said. We take over things, we dominate. Men are natural conquerors, okay? Just because a clown is mentally deranged and goes and puts on a wig, wear your lipstick and put nails on and try to sashay around and pull the Billy Porter act, that does not mean that they're not men. With the natural thought processes of men, which is why you see certain crimes being committed with them running up in the women's bathroom and then assaulting these women, because that's been happening too. Okay? We tried to warn you ladies, hey, this ain't a good look. It's going to backfire. But instead, what a lot of women tend to do, you tend to think that men don't know what we're talking about. And I understand where it comes from because, see, when you understand the system of white supremacy, you understand how we've been socially engineered to not work together, particularly our women. See, ladies, let me put it to you like this. And let me be clear because I am not saying that you should listen to every man. No, I'm not saying that. You know, I'm very direct, very common sense when I speak. I'm not telling you to listen to the dusty Sambos and the incompetent men. The upstanding brothers that you know care about you, that try to prevent you from becoming a victim of certain things or being in harm's way. Protection begins with an open ear. Protection begins with an open ear. If you run in your mouth and you're not listening when a man is trying to tell you about something, half his job, he's not going to be able to do it. In order for us to protect, in order for you to protect anybody, they got to cooperate with you. I've given this analogy many times. If you hire some security, executive security to do a job, protect you, okay? They give you the plan on how they're going to best make sure to keep you safe. If you tell them you're not going to do none of what they say, you're going to go where you want to go, you make their job very difficult, even impossible. This is how a lot of women have been when it comes to black men trying to tell y'all certain things, okay? I say y'all, I'm speaking about the collective, not you sisters that don't participate in that. And see, here's the other thing. You ladies today, with a lot of what you're dealing with, you can't afford to be silent. You're going to have to tighten up on these others that are causing the problems that you see. I'm telling you, because where things are getting ready to head now, if you don't, it's going to get to a point where you ain't going to know what to do. You better start looking at the signs that are around you here, because I'm going to show you a couple of them here tonight. Let's let Brother Phil continue.
Thought, oh, it's cute, it's funny, and oh, he likes the same thing I like and all that. Okay, fine. but now he's trying to take over and the trans women, because biologically they're men, now they're trying to dominate you and dominate womanhood now and saying that they're better for society. And guess what? The politicians even support them saying that and backing them up more than backing up biological women. You see, when you play with fire, Jess and others, this is how you get burned. And see, but when brothers trying to tell you something, you're always dismissing the black man. Always dismissing what we got to say. It's nothing the black man can tell you is right until you in the midst of the problem, and then you start slowly looking back like this, and trying to be on the low. Yeah, y'all was right about that. What? We can't hear you. What? Y'all was right when y'all was telling us about those trans women. Y'all was right. Oh, you sneaking and telling us we were right now, huh? Nah, that's your sisters. That's your sisters in arms. Y'all do your thing. Brothers, don't get involved in none of that mess with them. Let the biological women and the trans women, let them hash that out. We got enough issues as men. We didn't create that issue. They did. You understand? Maybe next time, listen to men when they're talking to you. When men telling you something in unison, they're trying to protect you. But I know you've been told so much to just don't listen to a man. Can't stand men. We no good. The only thing good about us is our seed, and that's it. But every day you're going to find out the hard way why you need a man in your life and why you need to listen to men when they talk to you. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Jess Hilarious. And before I wrap that up, word on the street was the reason why she was so ticked off and made this video is because a dude came up to her and asked her, was she trans? Because you remember I told y'all, the trans women and the biological women, they do their makeup the same, their hair the same, nails the same. It's no difference with them. So she got hella offended that a guy asked, was she a trans woman? And so that kind of sparked why she was so angry in this video. You understand what I'm saying? That's y'all fault. You taught them how to look like you. So don't get mad now.
Say this.
All right. So what Brother Phil said is very true. However, here's the problem about why we can't afford not to be involved with it with the own code sisters that want to push back. Here's the problem. As I mentioned earlier, this agenda is targeting the children. Can't afford to just sit back and say, oh, that's the women, they got to deal with it. Much respect to my good brother Phil, but you look at what they're pushing on these children with the sexual confusion and degeneracy, we can't afford to sit this one out. I'm going to tell you why. It's going to be a hard pill for some women to swallow, but you better start swallowing these hard pills now because this is a critical juncture in our history in this country. Men, even though women make huge messes, okay, it's the men in the end that usually have the best viable solution to clean shit up. Am I saying we're going to fight their battles for them? No, we can't do that. This is something that we must provide auxiliary support for and show these sisters how to combat this and be prepared to protect them when these grown men that feel like women want to put their hands on them. Because that's coming, trust me. That's coming. I see it coming down the line, okay? So that's my stance on that. I want y'all to listen to this sister, though, because, see, some of the sisters are starting to come around. I want y'all to pay attention to this.
I don't have a problem with the trans community at all, but this shit is getting ridiculous. If you say as a trans woman, you want to be called her, she, whatever you decide, even though you are a trans woman, if you want to be called her, she, fine, I'm going to respect that, and I'm gonna do that. So me as a woman, if I say don't call me a cis woman, I'm just a woman. You should respect that. I'm not no motherfucking birthing person. I'm not a chest feeder. I'm not a bleeder. I'm a fucking woman. And that's what the fuck you're gonna refer to me as. And you cannot ask for respect while disrespecting women. And that's what the fuck we get for trying to be allies and shit. Look, now they just trying to wipe us the fuck out. Now look at us, we looking stupid. dumb shit.
As far
Okay. So now you heard what the sister was saying, all right? Now I know a lot of guys hearing this, man, that's what they get. Well, see, let me tell you why I don't take that stance. First of all, I'm a man. That means in my community, I'm a source of leadership. And that's what I'm going to do for the sisters that want the advice and are willing to listen. Let me give you sisters some advice of what you finna have to get ready to do. Because it's great that you're speaking out. But now you got a fight on your hands. Let me tell you what I suggest you're going to have to do. Because here's the fortunate part about where you find yourself as women in society today. What y'all sisters are going to have to do, particularly those of you that are in the legal field, all you black female lawyers, you better start getting together now and going over cases to prepare to defend your rights. You better start doing it. I'm telling you, you sisters in the legal field, y'all are going to be a big part of this fight. Because, see, you better understand, that other side over there, they got their ducks in a row with that already. They planned that decades ago. It started with the white kaleidoscope community, but you see the little fringe ones hanging on. They're trying to side and go along with that, okay? So that's one of the main things y'all going to have to do. You're going to have to be strategic in preparing to combat this when they try to encroach upon certain spaces that are particularly dangerous to you as women. Okay, so you sisters with them legal degrees, it's time to come out. You say you want to be a pit bull in skirt, we're going to need you to step up now. Your sisterhood is going to need you, okay? Because, see, there's different ways to fight wars. And one of the main components that you can fight with is the legal system, okay? So that's my suggestion as far as one end of it. Get ready now and start using cases to protect yourselves out here with your rights because they coming. Decepticons are not playing, okay? I want y'all to take a listen to this phone call because this is from a program that was in the UK, because if y'all thought the insanity was just here, oh no. This thing is spreading, man, in the Western world, okay? I want y'all to take a listen to this.
as I can see, this isn't about making the law easier to navigate. This is about legitimizing transphobia. And 30p Lee himself acknowledged during a recent interview that the 2024 election would be fought on culture war issues, and specifically he referenced trans rights, that they were going to form a key part of that. So this is about legitimizing those people who either don't understand or don't want to understand what a trans person is. But it's also going to have a detrimental effect on cis women as well. And to be clear, when I say cis women, I just mean anyone who's not trans. So people like myself, who the gender that I was assigned at birth matches my gender identity. I am a cis woman. Who's going to check that all the women accessing a toilet or a changing room aren't trans? And what would that check entail? Because if a trans woman has had gender reassignment surgery to change her genitals, for example, is she allowed in? Or would these self-appointed gender police be looking for those other characteristics? And how would they look for them? And this is where they get really murky, these rules, because I'm going to talk about myself because I'm an expert on myself. I'm a tall woman with broad shoulders, and I have a genetic disposition to being quite muscly.
I got to go in on it right here. I got to stop her. It's not that you're a tall woman and broad shoulders and quite muscly. No, you strong in the face, Natasha Devon. You strong in the face now. She's a biological woman, but She need to come on in and say all of it. Don't just, you got a pretty, I know that's somewhat biased on my part because I'm not attracted to the frozen chicken skin variety of female, but she's pretty strong in the face. Yes, she is. She has a powerful face. That is an Olympic weightlifting face. Okay, listen, let me stop. Let me get back to business here. I'm going to leave it alone. But see, family, this is the type of foolishness. Hey, I got to throw the jokes here. Y'all know me, man. I got to throw them in there. We got to laugh. It's so sad you got to laugh. Some of it, damn it. You got to laugh, damn it. Laugh. But hey, listen. All jokes aside. The problem with this foolishness is you got two different things going on here. You got the people that are actually mentally ill enough to believe that they can transition to the other gender because that is scientifically impossible. That is biologically impossible. Even when you start tampering with your body in either direction, a man trying to be a woman or a woman trying to be a man and interjecting all types of hormones is not supposed to be in there in proportion levels. What you start to do, remember what we said earlier, you embrace chaos. You disrupt order, you get automatic chaos. There's no in between, okay? So it's biologically and scientifically impossible for you to transition to another gender. I don't give a damn who get mad about that. That's the truth. That ain't hate. That's scientific fact you're arguing with, not me. So you got the people that are mentally ill enough to believe that. Then you got the people who I suspect this heifer might be with a strong ass face. I believe a lot of these people, they're not insane at all. They know it's crazy, but they're being paid to push the agenda, okay? I just wanted to put that part back out there. Let's let Natasha Strongface get back to it here.
I'm blessed with the ability to put on a lot of muscle very fast if I exercise. Someone on Mumsnet recently suggested that I was secretly trans. And now that's something that I'm regularly, and I'm putting this in quote marks and you can't see because I'm on the radio, but that's something that I am regularly accused of on social media by people who claim that they can always tell, by the way.
Hold on. I know I said I was the one more. How much y'all want to bet she got a hellified arm wrestling game? maybe that's it. Maybe she broke some wrists in a bar somewhere. And I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right. Let's continue.
There is a conspiracy theory online that I am trans. So, am I allowed in these women-only spaces?
Oh, see, Project Leroy, this is your fault. I was going to leave it alone. We got to say it one time. For those of you who are wrestling fans, one of the most entertaining tag teams ever. Even though she's the wrong shade, I must say the line. Devon, get the tables. All right, we're going to let him get back to it. I'm just saying, listen, you got to laugh, man. You got to laugh.
In Kemi Badenoch's utopia. Are butch lesbian cis women allowed? Are cis women with short hair? Are cis women who have facial hair? Are they allowed? And then we get to the real $1 million question of this. Where are the trans women supposed to go? Because they aren't safe in male spaces. Trans women are 4 times more likely to be victims of violent crime than their cis counterparts.
Okay, now I got to stop her on the bullshit with a strong face ass. See, when you got a strong face, you tell strong lies. Now, I can't speak for the UK, okay? But I can speak for here in America. The only way those particular people, the T class, are in danger is if they, one, try to fool people that are straight into thinking that there's something they're not, or the greater majority of the violence comes from their own communities. A lot of them are so-called sex workers. They out there on the blade doing something strange for a little bit of change. Okay, they're trying to cover up their names and all that good stuff. And then their own people do stuff to them, but then they blame that on straight people. Hell, listen, let me tell you something. Look this up for yourselves. Those relationships over there in that particular community are the most violent. Yes, they are. And the most violent out of all of them are the L class in that community. Oh, yeah, the 2 women together? Oh, yeah. So we got to cut this out. The straight people are not hunting them down. Hey, they're going on. Let's get them. No, ain't nobody got that going on, Devon. Need to hit her with a damn table, tell no lie, strong face ass. Let's let her get back to it.
Where would the trans men go? Trans men are assigned female at birth. So do trans men have to go into bathrooms and changing rooms with cisgender women? These are all questions which have not been answered by the EHRC or by Kemi Badenoch. So even putting aside the ethics, and again, that's not really a debate that I want to have with you this hour. The question I want to ask you is, how on earth is this remotely workable?
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is a cis female?
It's a woman whose biology matches, or the gender she was assigned at birth, what's on her birth certificate, matches her gender identity. So if you've got female on your birth certificate and you identify as a woman, you're cis.
Okay, so that doesn't explain what a cis female is. Where did
Yes,
the
I
word
just
cis
explained it to you.
derive from? Where did it come from, the word cis?
It's a Latin thing, I think. It just means the opposite of trans.
Okay.
Actually, it's Latin and it means the other side. That's the correct Latin definition of that. So I'm gonna let Strongface get back to it.
So it's a word that's been added to our vocabulary for women who are female. So a cis female is a female.
Right,
Is that
but so is a trans female. Yeah.
Okay. So could you...
Wrong. Biologically and scientifically, that is a lie. You cannot prove that, ma'am. See, we got to stop playing along with this type of delusion. The caller's going to do a good job. But if anybody want to make that argument, okay, fine. This is easily proven. See, this goes to show you the level of mental illness that they have normalized as if that's not what it is. If you're going to make the case that they are too, really? Okay. Easy test. See if you can have a baby like a woman. You damn sure don't have no cycles, and we gonna get to that too, okay? Where your natural ovaries at, huh? Well, where all the rest of that at? And then, look, we can even take it away from the reproductive system. There are things in the female body that are completely different from men. Completely different with, like, their hormones and every damn thing. So, if anybody tried to put that to the test, it easily falls on his face because we all know that it's insanity. But I want y'all to listen to the caller. He's going to make some pretty good points.
Explain to me what a trans woman is.
It's a woman. It's a woman who was assigned male at birth most
But
often.
Stop you a second. When you say assigned, who assigns them?
The doctor, based on observing their genitals.
No, not the doctor, Strongface. It wasn't the doctor. God Almighty determined that before you exited the womb. XX chromosomes, science, female, XY, male. It wasn't the doctor, Strongface. No, it was not. Ooh, boy, I think we really do need to get them tables for her. She need to go through one because this is ridiculous. See, look, the same thing that the Dominant Society did with that Bud Light situation, that needs to be nationwide across the board with this foolishness. It's gone far enough. Let it continue.
Okay, and that's been happening since time immemorial. Is that correct?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. The idea that there's only two genders is a Christian invention that we, going back to the last hour actually, when we colonized the world, we imposed on other countries that
No, it's a biological fact, you damn dingbat. It's a biological fact.
recognize more than two genders.
Okay, I mean, I have, and people say this all the time, I absolutely, genuinely have nothing against trans women. I absolutely don't. I mean, I'm too old to worry about people want to do in their free time, what they want to call themselves. It's not my business, okay? It's absolutely not. Why can't we have a trans toilet?
Abigail?
Salute to my good brother, Black Vulture and Reloaded for the cash out. Thank you very much, my brother and fellow comrade. Now, what the caller just said, too much like right. Okay, fine. You want to be Hall T class, do your thing, play make-believe. Long as you ain't hurt nobody, fine. Have their own little bathrooms for them to go in. I think that's completely fair. That you can't say it's discrimination. What you trying to go over here with real biological women for? And if you want to try to go the route of men harming you, that completely shuts out you having to go in the bathroom with straight heterosexual men. If you're so afraid that somebody's going to do you something, hey, you got your own particular bathroom. Too much like a solution to a problem, though, right? Huh? Yeah, let's let the caller continue.
Do you want to answer that question?
Okay, so, right, listen to me, right? I'm a woman, yeah? I'm not a man. So why, I don't care that a trans woman wants to use the toilet. And actually, I'm quite offensive that all these men ring up because they want to speak on behalf of me. I'm not needing you to speak on behalf of me because I don't see trans women as a threat. Because they don't need to. Because I don't see them as a threat.
Because why should trans women have to out themselves every time they want to pee?
They're not
okay,
a threat.
So why does women have to...
For the record, the one that's arguing on the phone with the caller, the guy that suggested that they have their own bathrooms, that's a man that feels like a woman. Just want to put that in the proper context.
with trans men in the toilet when you can simply change it by having a third toilet. That would solve the debate completely. There wouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure why you're against having a trans toilet. Because women are cold and would be safe.
Because if I'm a trans woman, why should I have to out myself as a trans woman if I'm in a bar or a cafe if I just happen to want a pee?
Okay. So why should cis females or females have their spaces invaded by trans women?
Here's a better question to ask than that. If you want to truly be safe from all these dangers that they claim after them, which is more important, you outing yourself or going to the restroom that you feel most comfortable in just for you? In fact, it should be security to say, hey, unless you are part of T-class, you can't go in here. Oh, but that's too much like solutions to problems. Oh, them solutions over here, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep putting these solutions out here? Oh, let me stop that. You know, they want us all to play along with the delusion. So I'll just get back in my lane and let them get back to it.
But that's been happening for decades. People have been able to go in whatever bathroom matches.
Doesn't answer my question. Why should cis women or females have their spaces invaded by trans men who want to use the women's toilets? Why can't they have their own toilet?
It's trans women, not trans men.
Trans women, well, you can have both. So,
yeah, you can, but not both of them are going into the women's space. It's trans women that want to go into women's spaces.
Okay, so why do they want to go into women's spaces when they can have their own toilet? Simple solution to it. have a separate toilet.
Thank you both.
That was absolutely
do you know what you remind me of, George?
Notice this tactic right here. When you start making sense against their insanity, they start deflecting. Because they know that what they're saying is insane. It makes no sense. Classic deflection tactic. Change the subject. Now, why didn't you answer this question? Because he's making sense. He's the only one up there that's making sense. Strong face, okay? She's not making sense at all. I want y'all to listen to what she tries to say, because see, this is something, ladies, that goes into you being able to push back in our community. You have to study your opposition that's for this insanity, so that you're prepared for it, okay? The best way to fight any type of war, you have to do recon on the opposition. That means studying all their talking points so you'll know where they're about to go ahead of time, and you can shut that shit down should you choose to engage them strategically. I want y'all to pay attention to everything she's about to say.
Having a debate when I was about 15 with, let's call him a homophobe, because that's what he was. And he said that he thought that gay men should have a separate changing room to straight men, because he wasn't comfortable with the idea of undressing in front of somebody who might potentially find him attractive. And I found that argument pretty gross back then, and I find your argument gross now.
Hi, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
I'm a trans woman, and I'm just terrified of living in the UK at the moment, you know. Where's this going to end? What is going to end? Because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And what's going to happen to us in the future? I'm really scared. I have horrible dreams every night. You know, I'm going to be executed. And I can't cope anymore.
You hear all this goofy gaslighting this man that feels like a woman is doing. See, I can't speak for the UK, but I know here in America, they're the most protected class on the planet. The most protected class in the country anyway, next to the small hat community. It's a toss-up which one got more power at this point, because see, I'm going to tell you, if we keep going, they will far exceed the small hat community in being the most protected class in America. So if he was trying that rhetoric over here, he would sound completely foolish. I'm pretty sure some of that nonsense is passed over there in the UK. But listen, this gaslighting, all of that comes from, hey, other straight people don't want to date me. So now I'm going to play victim. And then I'm going to try to use my victim status to oppress you. See, I got some bad news for you in the Kaleidoscope community who this applies to. Because listen, there's brothers and sisters in that community that don't get down with none of that. They be like, hey, listen, this is my choice. I'm going to do what I want to do. Okay, with my kind, not trying to impose on anybody. I'm going to live my life that way. That's me. Fine, no problem. I don't have no issue with that. When you start targeting the children, though, it's my issue. When you start trying to force that on other straight people, it's my issue. So I'm finna burst your bubble. Here's the bad news. Since the rest of us have not abandoned our sanity and common sense, you cannot be protected and oppressed at the same time. That particular community has more rights than every black person in this country. Hell, they damn near about to have more rights than them damn dogs over here. Y'all know how Peter and the rest of the white folks is about that. They getting close. I'm telling you. How can you be protected by the federal government and oppressed at the same time? Huh? Somebody call you a slur or out your name or go do something to you, it's an automatic hate crime. Somebody call black people the N-word or lynch us or whatever, it take an act of God to get a hate crime against the perpetrators of that crime. I'm going to say it again. You cannot be protected and oppressed at the same time. Come off the bullshit. I'm sorry. The rest of us have not left our mental faculties. We're going to argue that down with truth and common sense. And look, just like you saw the white folks get on cold about the Bud Light commercial, it's coming to an end because, see, people are getting tired of that nonsense. You got your rights. You got equality. There's no right that you don't have. You can get married, okay? Like y'all, that's what they said they wanted at first. But see, they just kept adding on. Thanks, Barack Obama. Your big-eared ass helped that out, okay? We're going to put the blame where it belongs in that damn Democratic Party or the Democratic Party, like I like to call them, okay? And no, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal or conservative. Everybody over here knows that, just saying it for the record. But when it comes to that being protected and oppressed at the same time, no, we're not going to let that fly. There's no way you can make that stand up, okay? So, yeah, people are getting tired of it. It's long overdue. I want y'all to analyze this exchange, though, because this is going to be very interesting. Again, study the words that are about to be said.
I watch all the propaganda on the TV and in the news. And I could see this coming years ago. And I just live in fear all the time. And it's sort of like, no one knows I'm trans. Like, this is actually a fake voice that I'm putting on right now. At work, they don't know I'm trans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to hide it all the time.
Here's a question. for over there in the UK and over here, you hear how he's talking about who he's afraid he got to hide this and that, okay? If you're only dealing with other people that are in your community that agree with what you agree with, what you got to be afraid for? See, you would only be afraid if you're running around trying to trick people into thinking that you're a natural biological woman. That's the only reason you would have to be afraid. If nobody's targeting you otherwise, you got all these federal protections. Speaking about America, I'm not sure about the UK. I'm pretty sure they got some type of protections over there too. But especially over here, oh man, you get away with all types of egregious crimes over here, okay? So yeah, see, I'm giving you the talking points to rebut that nonsense so it makes sense if you choose to strategically have any type of conversation with these people. Because like I said before, as far as the sisters are concerned, y'all better get the legal professionals together, start brainstorming now because they're coming. The Decepticons are coming. Let's let them continue.
I'm a good person. I do, I've never done anything wrong in my life. I fit in. I never have any trouble on the street because I pass. I know it sounds a bit silly with this voice, but and I understand your desire to stay anonymous. I do it to stay safe.
Yeah, of course.
If they found out at work, I'd lose my job. Just straight up, I'd lose my job. I'd be bullied. I mean, when I was a few, lot of years ago, and I started like coming out, I've lost jobs. I've been sacked from jobs. I've been bullied out of jobs. I've been given lots of homophobic abuse. Been disowned.
No. See, I'm not buying that. Did you lose those jobs because people filed complaints on you for sexual harassment? See, that's the part that I'm wondering. That don't sound like he's telling the whole truth. It really don't. But hey, I digress.
By my family, I've been homeless.
And that's, I think, the point that I was trying to make and it's coming through on the text as well, people saying, just have a third toilet, just have a third toilet. But if you are a person who is not out as trans, you are, as you put it, passing, because understandably you fear for your own safety, because trans people are still discriminated against, are still more likely to be on the receiving end of violence.
On the receiving end of violence from their own community. Stop telling that lie. There's statistics and numbers to prove that and back it up.
When you use that trans toilet, you are effectively outing yourself, aren't you, to everyone?
I mean, the thing is, when it comes to toilets, I have walked into a male toilet, like by accident, with like confusing signs, and be like,
listen how they keep talking about outing themselves. We can tell most of y'all strong face asses. What you mean? They really, look, this is how far that delusion has gone in their minds. They think that with them big ass Adam's apples sticking out here like the Rock of Gibraltar up underneath, yes, I know they're having surgeries and they're getting more and more clever with it. But for the most part, you can tell which one of them are, unless they've spent a lot of money. Okay, look, the only ones that could probably fool you are the Asian ones. The men that already have it. I gotta go here with it. The Asian men that have their feminine features, you go to Thailand, they call them lady boys running around. So y'all better be careful if you run around over there trying to find one of them. You better make sure that you know what you're dealing with, unless that's what you're looking for. But the average man of other races, we can tell what you are. So what you mean? I'm outing myself. They really do think that they got this little imaginary cloak on that we just cannot tell if they was to go into a bathroom specifically for them. Come on, man. Oh, boy, the delusion is astonishing, man.
But, there's the woman's toilet. Go there. And these are people who, if they knew I were trans, would either probably attack me or would think... So this is really strange to me, because it's sort of like, they're like... These people are like, oh, well, you obviously go in the male toilet. It's quite simple. You just go into the male toilet. But if I was going to go into the male toilet, I'd just get booted out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is the men's toilet. You belong in the women's toilets. So it's socially unacceptable for me to use one toilet and illegal for me to use another.
All right, so you heard that ball of confusion right there. Absolutely ridiculous. So I want to show you something, family. I want to show you something. Before we get into this nutcase up here on the screen, I got to show you something. Let me enhance this. And I took corrective measures here because, it was a bunch of inaccurate nonsense on the article here. This is an article from the Daily Mail. A woman, yes, I had to correct it, 22, gives birth to twins after going through 6 rounds of artificial insemination with a sperm donor to fulfill her dream of having a biological baby. Now, you know that without the corrected words, they had the confusion in there because only women can give birth to babies. This kind of insanity right here, when you look at why they're pushing it so hard, hell bent on that, you better look at all the corporations that have a vested interest in this. See, this is the bad part about capitalism in this country. They'll do anything to make a dollar. Do you know how much money the medical industry is making off mutilating these people? Yes, I'm going to call it what it is, mutilating these people. And then, like I posted on my community tab, if you are familiar with the article that I posted, you got some of them coming out saying they regret doing that and it was the worst decision of their lives. And now they're trying to push the agenda to give children the right to make that life-altering decision, which is permanent, to the point that a lot of them regret it to the point of wanting to delete themselves. And I tell you that these damn corporations and this government is demonic. But ladies, I want you to pay attention to this heifer right here because, see, you must know what the enemy is, okay? Because these heifers right here are the enemy. And I think this is a damn tether too, by the way. I want y'all to take a listen to this.
Trans women have periods. This ain't the first time I said it, and it ain't gonna be the last. And every time I tell it to y'all, it really pisses y'all off, and I really do not care. Cis women need to stop gatekeeping womanhood, stop gatekeeping periods. We are not the only ones who have.
They can't stop doing it because that's their natural, God-given, born into the world position. They are the only gatekeepers of birth and menstrual cycles. See, in case a lot of you are wondering why a lot of these tethers are doing this, let me break something down to you. And if you're not a tether, this doesn't apply to you because I'm only talking about the tether class. It's similar to how they come over here, the tether class, and practice anti-Black American freedmen racism against us, okay? How they jump on that sentiment. Anything that white mommy and white daddy supports, they support. You know why? Because these people, the flea bags, as I call them, yes, flea bags, jump up in the air, run like Fred Flintstone. Yeah, that they do, fleeing, running across water, okay? They should make that an Olympic sport, tether class water running. They would get gold medals around the world if they made that an Olympic sport. They come over here and bow down to whatever white supremacy's agenda is. So this heifer right here, either she's trying to do that to get the attention of a zaddy, or maybe she's trying to get her a Becky. Who knows? Just wanted to point that part out. These tether class degenerates are absolutely spineless. And I'm saying that about the women because, see, when you see women that go along with this and bow down, it's a reflection of the men that took off skedaddling behind them, okay? The women get their courage from the men, whether they admit it or not. You got weak men, or have weak women. Let it continue.
Periods. And we do have proof. There is scientific research that talks about the way that trans women also experience the same exact symptoms of periods.
Bullshit. If they're experiencing symptoms, yeah, you getting a cramp, but it's not because of no damn menstrual cycle, you damn demented jackass, you. Oh, no. Look, see, the level of insanity is astonishing. These are the enemies right here. The enemies of logic, truth, and common sense. These are your adversaries, okay? This is how far gone they're gone because she knows what she's saying makes no sense. But see, when you come from a backstabbing culture like the tether class does, you don't have no moral standards at all. You do anything to gain white acceptance. This is why they're so dangerous. So let her continue.
Now, some of y'all gonna say it's a symptom. It's not a period. That's like saying if you got a cough, it's a symptom of a cold, but it's not a cold.
Yes, genius. You can have a cough and not have a cold. You can have something stuck in your throat. Itchy. Yes, a cough is not always indicative of a damn cold. No, it's not. No, it's not. Sometimes a cough could be indicative of if you're the type of person that like to roll up, you might have had some of that good sticky. A cough is not always indicative of a cold. Now, go back to what a lot of you were saying here when your brother was coughing, because I eat a lot of spicy food sometimes. I got to stop doing that for the broadcast. Your brother be coughing. No, I don't smoke anything. I got to make you Negroes laugh because I know this is serious subject matter. But this heifer is out of her mind, okay? We're going to have to oppose this at all turns, ladies, okay? Gone are the days of you playing games or being silent. You don't want to say nothing. Look, use that same energy that all of you, yes, I'm saying all, have to argue with men to defend your womanhood. We're going to back you up as On Cold Brothers. We got your back. We're going to damn sure make sure they don't put their hands on you in front of us. But now's the time to be loud, just as stubborn and ornery as some of you have been. When you argue with black men, it's time for you to channel that same stubborn, ornery attitude towards protecting your womanhood. It is up at stake more than ever now. This ain't going to be something that's going to go away overnight. You can't duck your head in the sand. Yes, salute to the sisters that aren't with it, but y'all going to have to organize as a collective and be out front of this and loud and proud about it nationwide, okay? Because see, these nutcases right here, they're amongst you. And see, when you got enemies behind enemy lines, you're going to have to deal with that. You can't have a successful campaign against any opposition until you deal with the traitors behind enemy lines. Now, what that means for you sisters, I don't know. I suggest ostracizing their ass. You're going to have to make them pariahs. Because y'all know the one thing that women love is a bunch of attention. Snatch that attention away from their ass. Hey, listen, if they're going to go against natural womanhood and your safety, You shouldn't want to socialize with no heifers like that. They should be invisible to you. Because, see, I'm going to tell you, the men, we're going to do our part. Any of the women that's supporting this, they're invisible to us. They're insane. They've lost their damn minds. So that's just a suggestion on my part, okay? I want y'all to hear what the rest of this little nutcase had to say here, though.
It's still a cough. Quit playing games. It's still a cramp. Quit playing games. So quit gatekeeping womanhood and go ahead and give out some advice for what you should.
See, I got to jump back in here one more time. This heifer's telling y'all to give up womanhood because her strong face ass probably isn't recognized as a woman by the men of her community. So, heifer, you give up gatekeeping womanhood. The rest of these sisters out here, I don't think they want to give up their womanhood. It's because you struck out. That's not their problem. That's a you problem. Let her continue.
Do when you are on your period. My favorite thing to do when I'm on my period is to be left alone. I love to be left alone. I don't want people bothering me. I don't want people talking to me. I like to take the first 24 hours to be by myself.
I have no beef with you.
Okay, so you heard that jackass, right? Heard that jackass. I told you, sisters, that I was going to test you early in the broadcast, and I'm glad there's enough people over here now because I'm going to show you something. Before we get to T.S. Madison here, this other strong-faced man, because I'm not going to call it what it's not. I want you to check this out. This is going to be a problem. It's going to throw you for a curveball, but you better hear what I say. Oh, yeah. Let me show y'all something. A lot of you probably have heard about this. Let me make this big so everybody can see it. Let me be clear. Sister Claressa Shields, one of the greatest female boxers of all time. The GOAT, I'll give her that. One of the greatest of all time. But this, ladies, I'm telling you now, you better shout this shit down when you see any woman talking like this. As a man, our hands are 17 times stronger than yours. Out of the two species, we are the only one that can kill one of the other with our bare hands. Women can do it, but you have to have training on knowing where to strike. We can simply hit you the wrong way and kill you. Most straight heterosexual black men don't want to see no woman trying to fight a man because you feel like you can. Let me read this to you. I'll fight Thurman at 154 pounds. So serious. All the respect in the world to him. I just think I can outbox him. First of all, let's deal with something. Now that a lot of people are in here, you don't respect him. No, you don't. Because if you respected that man, you wouldn't think that you could beat him in a fight. And that's exactly what boxing is. It's a fight. You are not going to outbox. Look, just because some of you weigh as much as a man don't mean you have the bone strength and muscle mass of men. Now, let me tell you something. You got some brothers that are of the mind of like, you know what? We tired of seeing this. Let it happen one time so everybody can see that, no, you are not on the same equivalent level as a man. There's only one sport that I would be like, okay, hey, no problem. Go ahead and compete against the men. That would be something like tennis, okay? No problem. Hey, that's not a contact sport. The woman ain't going to get hurt if you compete against a man in something like tennis. Something non-contact. But this, sisters, you better shout this shit down. This ain't cute. Because, see, this fits into what they're trying to do to you with the T class. They're trying to make you look like women. I mean, like men, okay? So that they can replace you. Let me tell you why this is dangerous, particularly for black women. I want y'all to bear with me and listen to your brother. This is the time to listen. If this happens and this sets a precedent, what's to stop them from fully allowing the so-called trans women to fight against women in all contact sports? Do you hear what I'm saying? See, sometimes you have to look past the immediate moment and look down the road. This is very dangerous. I don't want to see this because I'm looking down the road at what it could open the door for. No man that cares about women wants to see another woman in a contact sport with a man. See, tell you one thing that a lot of y'all don't think you can do. You don't think that you can jump in the NFL and go toe-to-toe with them 300-pound linemen, do you? This is no different. I'm telling y'all, this kind of stuff right here, this is not empowering. This is dangerous. This type of delusion that the world has created where y'all on equal footing with men, no, you are not. No, you are not. When it comes to a combat sport, you are not anywhere on equal footing as men. No, you're not. And you can be mad at that all you want to, but see, the brothers that love you going to tell you just like I'm telling you, just how I'm telling you. Sit your ass down and stay in the place of a woman. You fighting other women, I support you 100% all day long. You trying to fight another man because you think you can take him? See, that sounds cute until he connect with you with a couple of body shots a couple of times. You got a weaker bone mass, less muscle mass. You gonna run out of endurance faster than him. See, you got to think about what this means. Case in point, look at Ronda Rousey. Oh yeah, she was a badass with other women. She stepped in there with one of them healthy man that rung her bell the right way. Oh, boy, that was the end of that. See, look, as men, let me tell you something, ladies. And all the men in here are going to understand what I'm saying. Because I need to take the time to say this. Because, see, a lot of people are pussyfoot around and they'll sugarcoat shit. I don't do that on this channel. How many of you brothers in here can relate to this? Because all of y'all know I'm a trained fighter and I'm a decorated one. As a martial artist, I am, okay? One of these days, I'm going to flex the medals and show them on y'all, okay? I hate to brag about things that I do, but one of these days, I'm going to have to show y'all that. Here's my point. How many brothers can relate to this? How many of you have been in a fight, childhood or grown man, okay? And then you get hit to a point where it don't really hurt you, it just piss you off. See, women, you get hit and get your bell rung, you down on the ground crying. You hit men, unless you break us, that just pisses us off. That's all that does, okay? Here's something else that men can relate to that y'all can't. See, there's a difference between estrogen and testosterone. When you piss a man off to the point that he wants to throw hands, especially with other men, we know that's do or die right there. We're not going to make too many mistakes. And we're going to be fighting to put that person out. Do you really want a man to fight you like that? Even with some gloves on, do you understand what that means? I'm telling you, I've seen some men saying, you know what, damn it, let it happen. They need to see what it's like. I'm against that. I don't want to see it. But a part of me is thinking about it this way, like, damn, maybe if this happens, enough women will be like, hey, bitch, sit your ass down. Let us rest in our femininity. Go over there and fight them other women. You ain't got no business trying to fight other men, because then they're going to be like, hey, look, Clarissa Shields fought her Thurman. Well, why can't we go fight her? You see what I'm saying? I told you I was going to test you here tonight, because I know some people, oh, GBS, you just hating. Okay, all right. I'm going to tell you right now, if that fight happens, that's going to prove to the world that y'all are no match for the average man in a fight, even if you outweigh us. I'm telling you, you better start looking up the biological differences between men and women. I'm going to leave that alone and leave it right there. I'm trying to give it to you straight because, see, they're not playing games. Them Decepticons are coming. They are coming, and you can still turn this back, but you're going to have to be smart about doing it. And you're going to have to start opposing the women that are in the way, setting you up to be harmed. Okay? Because they already don't see black women as women or human beings. They hate you to death because you are the gateway to life for future generations of our people. You better start looking at when they blowing smoke up your ass, telling you what you can do and all that, oh, you are equal to men. You better ask yourself one question. Why are they doing this? What benefit do they get out of telling me that I'm on the equivalent level of a man? Because that should be an insult. The instant somebody tells you that, that's an attack on your femininity. And I want you to understand that America and these corporations in the media, they're trying to push that agenda towards you and make you accept it, because they know once you go far enough behind that door, there's no coming back. No coming back. I'm going to play this stone-faced bastard right here. And I want you to see how serious this situation is, because keep in mind, this is a man that's telling you what things should be and shouldn't be, with hostile demeanor too. I'm going to let this play.
I'm not jealous of you. I don't want your pussy. I don't want your period. I want you to be respected. I want you to be protected, because 99.9% of the time while y'all sitting over here screaming and jumping up and down, if you've had a gay friend or a trans friend, please believe we done been out there in the streets whooping, fighting on y'all niggas for beating on y'all.
Oh, no, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to label all men as dusty niggas that jumping up trying to fight women, because you got plenty of brothers like myself that I believe in teaching women self-defense, but I tell every woman that I've ever trained, if it comes down to a situation where you in a hand-to-hand situation with a man, you don't have no weapons, there's nothing for you to pick up, then if you must, your goal shouldn't be to go toe-to-toe with that man. It should be to critically injure, attack the eyes, attack the breathing, hit something critical that's going to knock the breath out that man. There's certain techniques that you can use, and then you get egress, you run. Because if you try to go toe-to-toe with that man, you're going to lose 9 times out of 10. Most women are not built for that. So there's brothers like me that ain't going to let you get away with that, strong face Madison. See, I call things like this what they are. What you're looking at on your screen is a guy that couldn't cut it as a man. So now you want to be a woman. You don't have no right, because you couldn't cut it on our side of the fence, to hop over there with the women in their spaces that are naturally for them. That is not where you belong. Accept your fate. You're a weak man and an imitation of what you want to be, which is a woman. That's what you are, strong face Madison. I want y'all to listen to this, though, because, see, these bastards are aggressive. If y'all think it's just me, oh, he tripping, no. I'm going to let you listen to this for yourselves. Let me let him continue.
That's how I learned how to fucking fight. Fighting my girlfriends, niggas off from whooping their ass all the time. The fuck you mean? Who's gonna protect me? Who's gonna protect you? Calling out to those same men who will leave you for a white bitch. Who's gonna protect me? Who's gonna who? And then the niggas jump out there with that fake woke shit, that fake ass shit. Like, yeah, protect. You ain't been doing it.
No, strong face. Some of us have been doing it 10 toes down, and you know that too. That's what pisses you off. They don't see these weak bastards right here, because this is a weak man, okay? These weak bastards like this, they hate to see the natural order of things, because it couldn't work out for them for whatever reason. They don't want to see order anywhere. They create chaos and confusion, and they promote that by trying to fuel this gender war. But see, now a lot of women are starting to realize that was the worst mistake they ever made, supporting this foolishness. Women, you are supposed to be naturally territorial of your femininity and womanhood. It is never a cute thing when a man want to put on nails and dress his hair like yours and wear your lipstick and shit, because you should have thought, not only is he going to come for the men that you want, he's going to come for your entire position as a woman. Because what did I just tell you earlier in the broadcast? Men are designed to conquer. Why do you think they pander so hard in the Democratic Party to our women? They know the men are not as easily controlled. This is why they don't let us in corporate America like that. We're not as easy. We're built to assess situations and take over. That's what manhood is. That's a part of having natural testosterone. You want to dominate where you are. Just because this clown goes and put his hair like that in these buns, that doesn't change what his biological makeup is. Let's let it continue.
I've been fighting niggas all my motherfucking life. Because I'm a Florida bitch. Tasha. I've been fighting men all my motherfucking life. Fighting because I had to protect my fucking self, and fighting, bitch, because you gotta keep a nigga from jumping on a bitch. The fuck is you talking about? Who's gonna protect? Who the fuck do you think was up there arguing with Roe versus Wade on behalf of all women, trans and real women? Because we understand all of the anger, all of the separation, and all of the division is misplaced. We fighting over fucking bathrooms. We fighting over pronouns. We fighting over names. We fighting over all of this dumbass shit, and all this fighting that we doing online, and the government right down there with y'all stupid, dumb, ignorant ass snatching y'all shits away from you and using transsexuals, transgenders as propaganda, and you run down there and you push yes to your own enemy.
Now, you heard that weak ass man babbling. See, you know when you come over here, you get solutions on this channel, even if you don't like what I'm saying. I know I get on your nerves sometimes, but I'm going to give you things you can use. So I'm fully aware that a lot of our natural women, not men that feel like women, a lot of our natural women are disappointed, dejected, scared, looking for some type of guidance on this. Your brother's going to help you out. Ladies, press 1 in the chat room if you want me to give you something that all of you can put a big dent in this bullshit with overnight. Because see, math is your friend. Oh, math is your friend. Press 1 in the chat room if you want to hear what my idea, because I guarantee you can all do this. Trust me, you can. This is going to be something that probably nobody's ever told you before. Press 1 in the chat room if you want to hear what I'm talking about, ladies. Because this is something y'all can do overnight. Will it stop it immediately? No, but it'll get some people's attention. It'll get a lot of people's attention. Press 1 in the chat room if you want to hear. Because I got something that you can use that will definitely help you with this situation. Oh, yes, it will definitely help you. And it's something that really a lot of people should have already thought of this if they haven't already. Press 1 in the chat room. I'm going to wait. Because I got some solutions for you over here. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something, right? I want y'all to listen very carefully and very closely to what I'm about to say, all right? In America, because we're going to deal with where we are, can't speak for the UK, but in America, women across all races are the biggest consumers in the nation. Now, you saying, GBS, what does that have to do with anything? Why does that even matter? Let me help you out, sisters. Money talks and bullshit walks. If these corporations, make no mistake, because they're behind it, y'all can see it in a lot of their advertising, their commercials. If these corporations are going to disrespect you by supporting something that's detrimental to you and dangerous, then all that Fendi that you like to buy, oh yeah, I'm finna go here with it. All the jewelry that you like to buy, your favorite clothing brands, oh yeah, places you like to eat, entertainment that you used to support. If you withdraw that female dollar from their asses, that's going to be like, whoa, oh shit, we pissed off our biggest consumer market. Math is your friend. They don't give a damn about how you feel. Withdraw the money. This is what happens next. The politicians will step in. Okay? And you can be like, listen, if you want my dollar, you're not going to support this. You're not going to have tampads and tampons talking about, yo, you going to market this to men that feel like women. Marshal your resources and withdraw them from things that promote a harmful agenda. Do the math. Don't take my word for it. See, I'm your brother. I'm on code. I can help you with solutions, but the women must do the groundwork and the legwork on this. I'm giving you something that you can do. I gave you 2 suggestions here tonight. Get the black legal females together. Start coming up with things you're going to have to do legally to protect yourself. And economics. Economic boycott, okay? Oh, they'll feel that. Oh, they'll feel it. Because one thing that they do care about more than your feelings is money. Okay? When that money stops coming in, it's going to require sacrifice, though. See, that's going to be the hard part for a lot of women. Could you go 2 years without buying some MAC lipstick? Could you do it? Could you go 2 years without going to Forever 21? Could you do it? Huh? Because if you can, watch what kind of power you have to shut that shit down. And don't tell me it can't work, because we've got a living example. Look at the Bud Light situation. That's the power of being on code. See, that's one thing I give the Dominance of Sky the credit for. When they decide to get on code, they get some shit done. You can do the same thing, ladies. Let this continue.
Because you don't like this or because you feel some type of, that's all internalized. Internalized. I'm not jealous of now, bitch, because can't no motherfucking bitch be me. And I can't be no other bitch. I'm only my fucking self. So if you don't leave here with anything on your fucking plate, know that I don't see none of you motherfuckers. That's man, woman, or child. I don't give a fuck what your pussy can do. That's yours. Because a lot of you bitches been using your ragged ass motherfucking pussy, bitch, and it ain't did shit for you, but got you in debt. Tasha K.
It got your raggedy ass here because all human beings in existence pass through the legs of a woman. You strong back. Boy, you know what? Boy, I'm about to go somewhere. Let me let this finish up.
Your pussy and your dick sucker. Who the fuck want that? Your own husband didn't want the motherfucker. What the fuck I want that for? Bitch? Is you crazy? You in debt. Play with your pussy, bitch. Don't play with me.
Ladies, I brought you this broadcast tonight to show you what you're going to have to do coming up. No. One of the most powerful words in the English language. Start saying no with your economics to anything that supports the denigration and the disparagement of natural womanhood. Get the black legal class together. Start brainstorming on different things. Because y'all been women all your lives. You know how to counter this. You got the will to do it. Like I said it in jest, but marshal that same stubborn attitude towards something constructive and beneficial. Because now's the time to do it, okay? This is the time. Don't cover for any of these women going along with this insane agenda. And you start organizing in a strategic manner to combat this and let them know that they pissed you off. Because again, you're the largest consumer market in the country. You hit a motherfucker in the wallet, or they're going to wake up and take notice, okay? So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all got something out of the broadcast. The Decepticons are coming. You're going to have to marshal your resources. Stay on code, black first, and I will see you all in future content.